Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another awesome community slash jank slash whatever you want to call it restream. I am Pool Float G. Joining me is my good buddy Jarek13.
Hello.
Hopefully you heard that.
I lit up, so that should be a good sign.
Okay. Alright, so we are here. This is game 2 between Pi and mistaed3. Game 1 was earlier, just actually ended about an hour and a half ago, roughly. So this is game 2. The mode is invertacrismizer, which I'm just going to do this to explain it. There you go. My bot will happily tell you, even though I think I might have spelled something wrong, but that is the mode for tonight for game 2. If anyone's familiar with the ladder, it is ludicrous speed plus inverted plus enemizer plus ball shuffle, and, well, it's quite a combo. mistaed3 did win the first game. Okay, both of our racers are in fact ready. So, let me just make sure I've got my tracker ready to go. We're gonna go off. I'm gonna let the racers go. Alright, I just gave them the 10-second countdown. And then you will see the racers pause briefly when I sync everything up, just in case their streams are off-timed. But... okay, I just released them. We've got a 15-second countdown. Jarek, you have anything to say while we're getting started?
I'm not gonna lie, this isn't my favorite mode, so I'm looking forward to seeing everybody struggle through it, just like I know I would if I was running it. It should be interesting. Enemizer always gives us some interesting divergence, and
starting out with a bow. Yeah, this mode is to be perfectly honest, is my least favorite of all the modes in this tournament. That doesn't mean it's a bad mode. It's just my least favorite, with, of course, I think probably True Pod Hunt being my absolute favorite. But yeah, it's definitely, you know, you have to be tolerant of giant yellow spikes on the pod bridge, because you know it's gonna happen. It's enemizer.
I mean, I think that's what happened during the qualifier seed that we had to do, and I was just like, no.
Wow,
okay,
this is a hype cave. You seeing this?
Okay. I saw blue mail, mirror, half magic, and a shovel.
A flute off the bat type man.
All right, is there a half magic button or no?
No, there's not.
And no okay. There was a shovel too as well, just so you're aware. You didn't click your
I
shovel.
try to avoid marking the shovel because, you know, it's the shovel. We are getting some nice diversion though, so we're gonna see what Stumpy has. Our first sword.
What? I missed that. Did you catch that?
Oh, flippers.
Oh, flippers.
Flippers are waiting on bump. Well, one of 4 sets of flippers are waiting on bumper ledge. For anyone who is not available, or is not familiar, as you see mistaed3 doing the tree pull, in this mode, tree pulls are guaranteed to be bombs, and the stun prize and bush crabs are guaranteed to be red 20s. And also the progression items are ×4.
So, ideally, this is going to be...
mistaed3 getting a lamp and a C-shaped house.
Yeah. This should like modes like this are supposed to be fast when there's the 4 of, but that wasn't the case during the qualifier race. So
yes,
who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, it is, and there's our first glove as well. I mean, it is an all dungeons mode, so you do have to do everything. But, you know, when you have access to so many items. I mean, I don't even know if you could intentionally, maybe accidentally, even that might be difficult, get to Ganon without butter and silvers. We do see a fire rod.
Fire rod.
First chest of thieves. And by the way, chat, please keep us honest if we miss a track. At least this time, I'm not doing comms and double tracking. I'm keeping an eye on Mr. Ed, and Jarek is watching Pie side. So if we miss something, please let us know. Hey, there's that first giant yellow spike.
And don't worry about being biased in the chat there, Goron.
Biases are fine in this tournament as long as you also meme it up.
Yeah. Fool and I are definitely not biased towards our friend Pie at all. No biases here. No.
What are you talking about? I'm not biased. I want to see him die 150 times.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah, we forgot to mark boots for... They do have starting boots in this mode.
They do. I forgot that as well. That sound effect shuffle, man.
I do have game audio. I have game audio on for me, but it's not as loud, so I don't hear all of it. But yeah, I did go with Mr. Ed's audio since he did win game 1. If by chance it gets really bad, then we can alternate and switch over to Pie's audio. But we'll see.
During one of the restreams I watched the other day, they were using the sound effect shuffle, and the dashing sound was the flute, like the starting flute sound, and I was just like, oh gosh. It was something. Oof,
well, if
ouch.
you remember the big dumb horrible idea 10-person multi that we did for my birthday, when I screwed up and accidentally had 3 people with sound effect shuffle on. Like, oops, didn't mean to do that.
I opted not to attempt Cold Stare on 2 hearts. Completely fair.
Yeah, I mean, half magic helps, but you would need almost everything possible to go right in that fight, in order to not have to do a ton of. Actually, I'm not 100% sure if Cold Stare can be damaged with a fighter sword spin. But either way,
did somebody get a bottle, or am I just blind? I thought I saw a bottle.
Yes. Oh, they both have bottles.
I was just distracted.
I was trying to make some money.
One day I will learn the really cool strat where you just fire 5 arrows into one of them, but that's quite quick to get all the money.
The skulls are giving Mr. Ed some trouble. I gotta say, one thing that definitely helps deal with a common pain of inverted is, other than, of course, only having 6 total hearts, other than that, low percent really just isn't going to happen against many bosses, because you have such a chance to get, progression and swords and everything super early. See a cape on digging game. And we do have, it is a Pendant Skull Woods. Not entirely sure which one. I wasn't watching early on to see if we got a map check, but as we mentioned, this is all dungeons, so map checks are pretty irrelevant right now.
I don't believe there's been a map check yet.
So that's also skull. That's swap, not skull. I'm just gonna mark it as generic pendant. If it ends up being green pendant, we'll change it.
I go in to grab those flippers. I'm just gonna mark them now because I know he's gonna get them.
Well,
Oh wait, never mind. I
yeah.
forgot.
Uh-huh.
I don't know
Inverted.
inverted. I don't remember inverted. I take it you get that when you exit the mountain from like an X. I don't even know.
The light world will bring you out there. So you go if you
Okay.
go into Old Man in the light world, you'll come out at Bumper Cave.
Inverted's such a weird mode.
Ooh, and we've got our
Ooh.
first red cane. Still looking for one of 4 moon pearls in order to get us closer to popping into the light world. Does look like Mr. Ed is about to get his first sword done.
Oh, wait, is it a cat? Oh, that's so cute. I believe that was another set of flippers.
It was. So now we know Old Man has flippers as well.
I'm thoroughly enjoying the little kitty sprite. Just saying.
The kitty bunny sprite.
It's so cute.
Oh, second red cane.
Buckshot. Can I think you can pick up items, yes.
Yes.
Okay, so him going. He's going to get that hook shot.
Gonna give Pi an absolutely useless Super Bunny state because he can't go anywhere and take advantage of it. So it sounds like the text box advanced sound is the sword charging noise.
Oh, trying to get that one cycle.
I mean, if you're good at it, you make a whole lot of extra money.
Oh. And my core. One moment. Oh.
All right. See a cape, the cape on Mr. Ed's side. Looks like maybe. Oh, okay. Pi had a change of plans. It seems like he may have remembered at the last moment that this is in fact Enemizer, and he most likely would not have to face Lionel's, and that was a Bombos on TR entry.
He did pick up that cane, right?
No, not yet. He didn't.
Oh.
Because of
Oh,
where
right,
it is.
it's inverted.
Yeah, he did just get
that
a
is
hammer. Oh, there's one of them yellow spikes. That's going to mess up. Oh, no, he got a shield. Oh, there you go. He got that gain. Oh, look at that. Pi with his cape tactics.
Oh, spikes.
We see Mr. Ed taking advantage of slightly faster walk with Old Man. If you hold something over your head, Link moves just a little bit faster.
He got another sword on Pi's end and another shield.
And another shield. Meanwhile, I'm going to take another spoon of my delicious Rita's Water Ice. Hashtag not sponsored.
That bunny sprite is terrifying.
Is that a unicorn?
Yeah, it's like a unicorn head.
You know, it kind of reminds me of Horsehead from Zelda 2.
some magic powder over on Pie's side. Not much divergence yet.
No, they've both runners so far have tackled things in different orders, but still tackled the same thing. Gonna take a moment to peek over at Mr. Ed's tracker to make sure I didn't miss anything.
I should double check Pie's as well. If his tracker's working this time. Oh no, he still hasn't gotten the red cane yet. Okay.
Well, we know where there's another red cane, so it's likely to be picked up very soon. But right now, we're going to see a pod play, which makes sense. Having just gotten that hammer, it is beatable. Anti-fairy being, well, an anti-fairy. Ah, come on.
Oh no.
To say, I was wondering if he was gonna think to cape mid-pull. Okay, we get Master Sword and First Shield. There we go. There. Up. This anti-fairy's being real mean. There we go. I think it's going to work this time. Alright, getting the hammer, so worth the fight. Second shield, blue cane, and soon to be red mail. Just curious to see, based on everything that's available right now, wondering where the first of 4 moon pearls is going to show up.
So far, nothing's been happening in pod yet.
Well,
So
it's because
yes.
it's a crystal.
This is true. You'd have to come up with a new catchphrase now that you're not on that team.
Well, you know we already have a catchphrase. We're just not going to reveal it until League registration.
I thought League was already starting registration.
Starts on Friday.
Ah.
Or Sunday, or something like that.
Something along those lines.
Yeah, everything was announced. Sign up starts on the, I want to say it's the 28th or something like that. Okay. I was about to say I missed what's in Agate Tower, but not key shuffle, so we missed a small key. I'm pretty sure both of these sprites are different. There's the yellow spike from what they used earlier today in Game 1. I mean, is it really Animizer if there's no yellow spike on the bridge?
I just hope that when they go to version 3.2 or 32 or whatever version number we're headed to, that they are able to have it where they won't pop up there anymore. Oh,
well,
we've got a mushroom.
Can certainly hope so. I know one of the devs absolutely hates big yellow spikes in bad places. So there's a good chance that it's going to happen.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, welcome to Oh, wow.
That was rude.
Mr. Ed took a giant yellow spike right to the face in a dark room. So you walk
Ouch.
in, camera fades, lamp lights up the room, bam, spike to the face.
Another mushroom. Oh goodness, Pod's just full of shrooms today.
That might explain some of the rowdy decisions Pie's made.
We got a red meringue on Pie's side, so he'll be happy to see that. Is that another fire rod? It kind of was fuzzy for me. Is it ice rod?
Another fire rod. His tracker doesn't show ice rod. As much as I, to continue on the, or to go back to the spike discussion, as much as I'm not a fan of the giant yellow spikes, or like the spike rollers in general, still one of the funniest instances I've ever seen was in a mystery ladder race. I was watching, and it was F. Coughlin was streaming, and he was in the race, and it was a standard start, and then he he left the sanctuary, went so happily dashing straight south, and then there was just a giant spike roller waiting to say hi right at the bottom of the screen.
Oh no.
And he had just made a comment. I forget. I clipped it, but I forget exactly the exact term. But he had just made some kind of comment, and then boom, spike roller. Now, another bonus of this mode, as we're seeing on Mr. Ed's side, both Aga 1 and Ganon, and probably Aga 2, are guaranteed 0 blue balls, 0 warps. Fast guards waiting down there. I did not see what that was. Oh, it's a sword. So we're up to tempered. So there's only 5 more swords in the pool that remain to be found. Got a moth and pod.
Oh, a book.
The one time you want a death warp, and the Lionel's actually like, I don't know if I want to hit you.
So we're getting some out of logic checks over on Mr. Ed's side. Could still come across a moon pearl though, I think. If I'm not mistaken, because if like you already have the moon pearl, you could come across. I think they swap it to a blue 20. Or not blue 20, green 20.
I'm actually not sure. Some items, like I know mitts, cannot overflow to a green 20, so you just hold up another set of mitts. But yes, it is possible that we will find an out of logic pearl here, because only one of them gets placed according to logic, and then the other 4, or the other 3, they just get thrown in somewhere. Like there.
There, speak of the devil, and it shall be found.
So our light world access on Mr. Ed's side comes at 22 minutes and out of logic.
Looks like Pi is gonna go try that cold stare fight again. Oh, forgot to click that he's on red mail.
It does make sense. I mean, it's a less
Ouch.
annoying fight having Master Sword, And also now having Hammer, it's worth a full clear of the dungeon.
Oh, it looks like also it didn't. Oh, there you go. He got it. Oh, thieves. The bane of our existence. Thankfully, they're killable in this mode. This is some interesting hellway.
That's quite a pallet shuffle on that mini Helma.
It actually looks kind of sweet.
Looks like a miniature version of Masked Muscle from Super Punch-Out. Oh, did not get an enemy kill on screen to be able to do that tree pull. Get another bottle.
Let's see, another one on Pie's side as well. His has a bee in it, though.
There's our first green 20, which could be boots, could be a sword, because we are up to butter.
Palette shuffle is very interesting.
Palette shuffle can be really good, or, well, I mean, thankfully, palette shuffle's not too bad anymore. When it was early on, you could wind up with some combinations that were just, they made the game almost impossible to play.
So another cape, so I'm gonna run away from that. Let's see what's in the big chest of thieves. Ice rod.
Rod. Oh, we got a book. And another ice rod. So let's see, looking over our items right now, we can kill every boss, am I correct?
I believe so.
We actually could be, short of medallions, medallions, and I always forget if you need, I guess you do need mitts for inverted as well. But yeah,
another fire rod.
We could be in medallion go mode already, if I'm not mistaken.
And that's Pie's first crystal in Thieves Town, and I don't know if it is a red one, so we'll just mark it as generic. Ooh, silvers.
Silvers are always a good thing to have. We'll never complain.
And I forgot to mark off that Pod was finished. Do you remember if Pod was a crystal?
Yes, it was, because we made the reference that it was not always sunny.
Right, we did. And we know that this is a... So, Pie's ahead in terms of dungeon count.
Yes, currently, Pie does have the lead of 2 crystals. Looks like Ed is about to get his first completed dungeon. And, but thankfully in, in this kind of mode, the especially if we are in fact in Medallion Go mode, which we'll find out once we get our flute activated and we check. Oh no, we start with activated flute, I believe.
I believe you're correct. Let's see.
I may have forgot to include that in. I may have forgot to include that in my mode command. But either way, once we see the entrance to Mire, if Mire is Quake, then I believe we are in fact already in Go mode, and then you just gotta kill everything as fast as you can. And a not at all threatening Moldorm waiting. Oh, and we get the Triforce piece. Moldorm was holding a Triforce piece. I don't have a way to do that on the tracker. There it is.
Nice.
If anyone has a Triforce emote, hit it up.
No, I believe you do have to activate your flute.
I approve with the Dorito.
Yeah, you do have to activate your flute in this mode.
Okay, so I'm just confusing another mode where you have an activated flute. I should probably take a well, did I? Yeah, I don't, I
just pulled up the resource thing just to double check on their paper, so that's why I confirmed. So your dev thing is correct.
Between the resources and chat, keep us honest. Including that I may, let me see, yes, I spelled invertacrismizer wrong. I'm going to fix that because it's going to bother me.
Oh, that Pie is finished with Skullwoods. Or did he? Yeah. So fast, I didn't even see it.
Why do I have to have such a detailed OBS layout that I can't find what I'm trying to change? There it is, mode. There we go.
See, that's definitely just because you like fancy stuff. Ooh, 2 Triforce pieces.
Oh. Yeah, it's definitely because I like fancy stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, you got a flop for Triforce pieces, plus these still don't know if, like, they need medallions.
Oh, we already know Pi hates this bomb jump, and then on top of that, he got stuck in place by a skull.
Rude.
Alright, we are getting flute activation on Mr. Ed's side, so pretty soon, we're gonna find out if this is Go mode.
Oh, heading back in to finish off Thieves Town.
Now, the big question is, does he realize he's in Go mode? Because if he does...
Well, he's in potential Go mode.
Well, yes. Potential Go mode.
We'll see if he's just going to go straight for the boss.
Yeah, which makes sense. And honestly, again, given that this is ludicrous speed, you're not likely to be punished by... Even we already know it's in the back of Thieves, but you're not likely to be punished by skipping those checks because, I mean, what are the odds that you would have 3 Ethers, 3 Quakes, 3 Bomboses all in the back of the same dungeon?
Mr. Ed getting a bit more time gained on Pie, having butter sword already.
Yes, that was a much, much quicker... Oh, look at that. The thief was actually scared for a moment and backed away.
So, Pie still doesn't have light world access, but it doesn't seem to be putting him too far behind. Because Pie's still just focusing on dungeons.
Our second shovel. All right, so there's bombos for TR main entrance access, but of course, given that this is inverted, we don't need that to actually get into TR. Oh, you know what? Actually, no. So, desert is hard locked behind the book, which we're good. Fire, yeah. So I'm trying to do the calculations in my head, but I don't think we actually need mitts for this, unless I'm thinking correctly or incorrectly. Not that it matters. There they are. There's one of 4. I didn't think you needed. Yes, thank you, chat. I didn't think you needed them, but I play inverted, but I don't play it that often.
And we just have confirmation that mistaed is indeed in go mode.
Yes. So go mode confirmed at 34 minutes and 30 seconds, roughly. So now it's just a matter of rushing the dungeons.
That is a very, very rude.
And as Homemade Beer is pointing out in chat about CAC, we're definitely going to have to mention that, because I know in the last race he was very proud about skipping VOO and how it did not bite him. Not too bad of a mire too. I really cannot wait to see where the first logical moon pearl is going to show up.
Which animizer were we running where the first room in Mire was nothing but a bunch of thieves? Do you remember that, Pool?
I don't remember which one it was, but I remember that happening, and yeah, it's not fun. He got his moon pearl it was in it was Boomerang Chest of the Castle. So he did a bunny revive to get it.
And we were just making jokes about how you could find one out of logic like 2 screens before that. So commentator's curse / blessing for Ed.
Oh yeah, no, this definitely counts as a blessing. This was not commentator's curse.
Oh, our very first Trinex. Hello.
And of course, leave it to Pi to still be on Master Sword and have to do Hammer Trinex.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no! Mr. Ed takes a death to... Well, I missed what it was, but probably a spike or a chain chomp. I guess we'll see if he go... Well, no, he probably won't go back that way, but...
He doesn't have enough magic to, It's gonna be tight. Yep.
Ooh, just made it in time. Okay, Pi takes down Trinex to then have his 4th dungeon defeated, and there's his mitts.
And a crystal. Again, no clue if it's 5-6 or not. Now, he hasn't gotten Quake, I believe.
No, but somehow he did find Ether and we missed that. According to his tracker, he's got Ether.
Yeah, I definitely missed that. Distracted by mistaed trying to get through Mire 1 again.
Well, now we'll see what's waiting in Mire Basement. I guess we're gonna get a TR check here.
He does have bombos.
Yes, it's Quake he doesn't have.
I'm slacking on my tracking.
So we know that Pi is still a Moon Pearl and Quake away from Go Mode. And the longer it takes him to find those is giving time back to Mr. Ed. At this moment, let's go ahead and shout out our runners as Pi gets his silvers. If you like what you're seeing here, whether it be the stoops or actual gameplay, feel free to give the runners a follow. And I will also take a moment to plug my co-com and, well, I guess myself as well. And as well as Verizon Fios Gigabit Internet, without which, who knows if I'd be putting this restream on right now.
Yeah. Brag about your nice internet while I'm stuck with Rogers.
Hey, that's a country problem. I can't fix that. But if it makes you feel better, I'll let you run a speed test from my house in 2 weeks.
I don't know if that'll make me feel better, but I'll probably still run it for funsies.
Alright, so Mire is down.
I totally checked off TR because he fought Trinex instead of Ice, and that's just my brain being a dingus.
You know what? It happens.
It's like, oh, it's Trinex. Of course he beat TR. And I was like, oh, wait a minute.
Third cape. Oh,
So many
and we
capes.
have Quarter Magic on Mr. Ed's side.
Oh,
Did
the
he
choice
forget-
is inverted.
Oh, yeah. It's inverted. I had to think for a second. Did he forget to pick up a key? But no, he's not supposed to proceed that way. I think we're finally
Hey.
going to see Agate Tower.
And I wonder if he's going to do the same thing that mistaed did and Bunny revive in the castle. It'll work out in his favor if he does.
At this point, I'd probably expect it because, I mean, we know, you and I know from our times of playing in multi-worlds with Pi that he loves his bunny walking. So I'm honestly surprised he hasn't done more of it yet.
That's not good. Careful, Pi.
About to see who's waiting in place of Landmo in Desert. Hopefully it's not Landmo. That'll be disappointing.
Please, just drink the potion.
It is not. I mean, thankfully Red Mail at least helps here as we see Viddy's eyes are giving Mr. Ed just a little bit of trouble, but thankfully they only do one heart with Red Mail. And down goes Viddy. And it was Green Pendant Desert.
Okay, so that was like a mix of like Yoshi's Island, and then I was in my brain also hearing the like Flintstones theme song.
It's possible. I believe that he said he was going to be using a like a high resolution or something MSU pack. Yeah, like I said in the race room, just or in chat, I said pretty much as long as you're not going to get my channel struck, I don't care what MSU you use.
I'm curious if Pi did what he was joking about doing.
Counting with cross product.
Yes.
I don't think he would, only because he knows that would just guarantee I never use his stream audio ever again. Because I would never trust him to not have it.
If Gilgamesh was restreaming, he was 100% gonna use it. But I think that's just banter between teammates.
And we're going to see a Go Mode Swamp, which is always fun. I gotta say, the way this seed is playing out, it's definitely not as mean as the qualifier version of this mode was. Still plenty of giant yellow spikes to the face.
This one seems a lot friendlier than the qualifier one that we ran.
Yes, either that or it's just because we were tired when we ran that, so we were already irritable, and then Enemizer made it worse. Two skulls waiting down here.
I finally getting that tempered sword.
But still no Moon Pearl. Let's see.
No, he's not.
Okay.
Where are you headed
Now,
to, Pi?
It is possible. Looks like we're going to see catfish. It is possible that if Moon Pearl is one of the items that overflows to a green 20, then we could have already seen the other ones and just not realized it because we saw them on Mr. Ed's side. So, but this is a new check. We did not see catfish.
And
we see blind.
Pi might be choosing to also consider bunny walking to Zora. Because I believe that is technically in logic.
Well, but remember, this is inverted, so you can't mirror back to the light world.
Oh, right. No, you're right. I don't play inverted enough. I'm not good at it.
Inverted is fun if you can keep track of all the little differences. Did that just say yabba dabba doo?
Possibly?
Because I think it did. Okay. Thank you for the confirmation. Welcome in, Yorker's wife.
Where is Pi headed? Desert.
I'm a little curious. I guess he's going to walk to the mire area? That would be pretty funny. I had a cross key seed where Pearl was on Bombo's tablet. Not this time.
No.
That would have been really cool. Yeah, that was actually one of the community weekly seeds that I take part in. Where, and I think I ended up getting Pearl like an average of 20 to 30 minutes faster than others, just because nobody thought to check Bombo's tablet. As we're seeing with Icebreaker, a little bit of trouble. While I don't menu buffer myself, I do at least do a sword slash, because I seem to have trouble going directly to the down right. Crab just hanging out in Ice Palace. Or do we call this Pepto Palace? Because that's kind of what it looks like.
It does look a little bit like Pepto. By doing all this bunny walking, and it's just a shame that it's not paying off for them.
Yeah, at this point, I'm pretty sure we can comfortably say that mistaed is in the lead, and their race to lose. Oh yeah, you can see 3 slashes with butter versus having to do hammer trinex.
Dorito!
Was that Dorito number 3?
I think so.
Let's see if we're gonna get one on Smith, maybe. Come on, Smith. Give the kitty a moon pearl. No, just a bottle with a B. Mistaed taking advantage of a nice, easy way to fill up the arrows. Why farm when you can spend 100 rupees?
Oops.
Item dashing, the thief still steals.
Rude.
That's right. It's almost as rude as having 2 BMO statues waiting for you.
Oh, the peg seems to eat the laser. So I guess that's a positive.
Well, that's just a bug net.
Goodness.
So let's see, we have Eastern, Era, Odd, and Turtle Rock. And then Agatu remain. Oh, come on, Fairy! Fairy didn't want any part of it.
Looks like Ed's heading into the back of
We'll see if we get... Oh, there's another moon pearl. So confirmation,
no.
the moon pearl does not overflow to a green 20.
What are you looking for?
And Homemade Beer did call that there could be a pearl in TR.
I'm actually surprised that...
Ooh, bailed out by Big Key.
That Pi didn't opt to go into the back of TR. Where are you going? Aren't you in go mode?
Oh yeah, he was just trying to refill his health.
Ah.
He did get the big key. It was the first chest at Laser Bridge. Well, the last chest he opened. Let's see who's waiting for us here. Land mode. All right. So we've seen 2 moon pearls now, correct? We've seen the Laser Bridge and Hyrule Castle. The Laser Bridge, I believe, was actually in Logic because you can bunny walk to that. Or
yeah,
can you?
That's why I was... Yes, you can. That's why I was kind of wondering.
Wait. Maybe... No, I don't think you can. Because if you go into the light world from on top of TR, you've got to be able to hit the hammer pegs down. So...
Oh, you're right.
Okay, so that's our second out of Logic moon pearl. Or it is the logical one? You know what? People that play more inverted than me, I will take them at their word over my own.
I'm not...
Oh, yes, that's right. The portal down below. I almost never used that portal in inverted, so that's why it didn't click in. So, okay, most likely that was, in fact, the logical moon pearl.
And I don't know how... I know Pi used to play a lot of inverted. I don't know if he's playing much of it now, so maybe he forgot that you could do that?
It is possible.
Oh,
welcome in Raiders coming in from Gilgamesh's stream. How did your race go? GG's. And one of the most annoying bosses you can possibly fight up here.
I agree. I just try to throw bombs and hope for the best.
Well, the main problem is you have to watch where you hit him, because if the majority of his body is over the hole, then it doesn't count your hit.
Well, that just sucks.
So that's why that was more than 17 hits with the hammer right there. And that was another crystal. Oh, Pi taking a death. Oh, which was probably intentional. Now, I wonder if there's any dungeons you can't beat through a bunny revive. I know you need the pearl to kill Ganon, so he's gonna have to find one eventually. Okay, so you can do it with all of them. I suspected as much, and I know in the handful of seeds that I've done where it was the true pod hunt, I've always tried to not find a pearl. Oh, okay. So you set up Super Bunny, and then you have to do the, then you have to kill yourself once you get in there. So, possible, but, you know, probably not something you want to do. If you want to post that clip in chat, you can go ahead. The bot will not slap anyone's hands for posting a Twitch URL. At this point, I am curious. I wonder if Pi is just trying to get through it without the Moon Pearl for as long as possible at this point, because that's really what it's starting to look like. Now, the curious thing is, if we find one in Pod, that would be the third one that Ed has found.
Pi's already done Pod.
Oh, he did do Pod, that's right. So there's not one here. See, there you go. Even my co-coms has to keep me honest. Okay. I takes down Vidi for Green Pendant Desert. Ed thankfully able to cancel his dash in time to not take that spike to the face. Oh, here we go. I think Pi's gonna get his Autologic Moon Pearl.
Thank goodness.
Oh yeah, you know it, Gilgamesh. There is... I can probably count on one hand the number of Enemy seeds I played that did not have a giant yellow spike waiting on that bridge.
I feel like the Enemizer gods just want us all to suffer.
Yeah, now, at least in this case, it was the upper enemy, so you could still hammer Yump. That's where that quake came from.
Okay, so little does Pi know he will now be in go mode in the next minute or two.
And if his mic wasn't muted, I could only imagine.
You get some angry slashes? No.
Well, Pi has butter as well.
I don't believe Pi's gotten his... Oh no, Pi did get a red cane. I just didn't see it. I'm a dingus.
Yep, everybody's got everything. Well, everything that's important.
Alright, so he gets to go mode Mire, Swamp, Tarpera, and Easter. So looks like he's headed off to Easter now.
It's, let's see, so knowing where the big key is in TR, if he goes to Laser Bridge before checking anything else, that's not too bad. The big key, I believe was Lobby Chest and Mire. Swamp, we don't care. Hera, we don't care. And Eastern he's doing right now. So it is definitely still an uphill battle, but it's not completely impossible.
The unfortunate part is that now Mr. Ed's just about to enter Eastern. and that's his last dungeon altogether.
Yes.
Other than GT.
Yeah, so it's going to be nearly impossible to come back, but I mean, let's be honest. You know, sometimes rando gonna rando. Yes, and as Chad is pointing out, it's GT with Enemizer.
I'm kind of rooting for like all Lionels all the time.
Oh, I'm definitely cheering for a trolley GT climb. Just, you know, because I mean, come on, it's honestly, this Enemizer has been pretty tame so far. We need to see the trolls.
I still think to this day the worst Enemizer I've ever done is when we did a multi and I got Enemizer, and I do like Uncle start. So I go to get the 2 checks at Uncle, and I just get sniped by 2 Lionels in that lower room of the Uncle check, and I'm just like, cool. Guess I'm not coming in here yet.
And then it's in the back of your mind, like, okay, what's in that room? Ooh, using the ice rod to kill the Stalfos there. I don't think I've ever seen that.
That's definitely new.
And of course, Eastern's gotta be super plain with a vanilla big key.
Thanks for posting that, Homeavier. We appreciate it.
Go take a look at that. Both runners currently in Eastern. Unfortunately, it's not as close as Pi would like it to be right now. And it was funny, in their earlier race today, I had both of their streams up, and they were saying the same thing about each other at almost the same time. They were both saying, how has there not been a dot done yet? How have I not lost? You know, and it kept going and going. Like it was that kind of seed. So I guess in that respect, this one's been a little redeeming. Taking it a little bit easier.
Pi's gonna feel pretty bad with how late he got that Moon Pearl.
Yeah. And especially depending on where he goes next, whether or not he tries to save TR, at which point then it can be, well, that was your logical Moon Pearl, and instead... But at least we can say, hey, you both got the same out of logic Moon Pearl. Okay, we are off to see GT.
Looks like Pi's heading into Swamp Palace.
So, for anyone here, if you would care to do the GT guessing game between 1 and 22, and well, we'll see what happens. I tried to be better prepared.
What's your guess there?
I'm gonna go for 8.
We got a 6. I'm gonna go with 14.
Okay. There's 3. I like 8 because you can get to that going either route. I used to always pick 7, and then I stopped, and then it started being 7. 4, there's 5, 6, 7, not looking good for me.
I unfortunately taking a death in mire.
And there's 8, so I'm out. I'm actually surprised that he didn't cape up sooner, because he did have the forethought to do that mid-air earlier in Hookshot Cave. Okay, that was 9, I believe.
I believe so too.
You called 14, so I believe in this case, if it's going to be 14, that would be Bob's chest. If I'm doing math correctly. But as I've said numerous times, I went to school in Philly, so I make no promises to have accurate math.
13. Are we gonna end up with a tile room?
Well, that did happen earlier. In their seed. Oh,
It did.
Spoilers.
I think they'd both be pretty salty if they got 2 tile room GTs back to back. I know I would be. Oh no!
Ah, those red berries. Thankfully, there's still a pot left to bonk against, though. Oh, it's not 14.
Aw, heck. Oh, we've
Like
got
it's
a
his big key
blind.
admire. Blind on ice. Thankfully, with quarter magic, other than some lag, there's nothing you gotta worry about. There it is.
16.
Is this even randomized? I mean, yes, technically it is, because it's not the vanilla chest. But we'll still go for that.
Opted to get some fairies. Completely fair.
Now, what's interesting is earlier, Ed did come upon a bug net and did not pick it up. In this mode, I go out of my way to get a bug net. Because I want to be able to catch fairies. Because you never know, you know, even with Buttersword, you take your focus off Ganon for just, you know, 2 seconds and you're dead.
Room? This is supposed to be a climb and you get little...
We got the, I believe those are the Popos?
I don't know, but this is not exactly being challenging yet.
Yeah, but we'll see. We'll see. There is still the upper section that could still be a bastion of Lionel and Trinex and Cold Stare.
Oh, Pi getting his quarter magic.
Oh, this is Mega Man 2. I thought I recognized this. I had to take my headphones off for a second to hear it coming out of my speakers. Fun
No, they
fact,
haven't.
this track got my VOD muted about a month and a half ago. But I was able to appeal it, and Twitch did unmute my VOD. Because it was matched against some... honestly, I can't even call it music, because it barely was. Oh, well, at least there's some slight trolling coming from the mini helmets. Not a Trinex. Okay. The worst of the climb is, well, maybe over. We are starting to approach Yellow Spike territory. Overall, though, yeah, this has been very friendly.
Very, very tame. I feel like it's just going to, that final room before, with the ice and the spike.
Right here, maybe? Oh, we don't even get a giant yellow spike in the middle of this room. I think someone called in a favor to get easy Enemizer.
What do we got here?
Oh, there we go.
That's
Got a
gonna be a
spike
little
roller.
complicated. Or not. It's just rolled off the
it's not going to
screen.
do much, but you know, at least we finally saw one. I don't know if we saw one before today or before this point. Oh, there's our third moon pearl.
Doing some fluff checks. Gotta love
Yeah,
the fluff
the spike
checks.
rollers were on planet Zebes this entire time. And then we get a vanilla yellow spike. Ah, there's another one. But it's irrelevant. Thankfully, Ed did cancel his dash. The first time that I faced a Vidi up here and I actually had cape, I dashed right off the damn platform.
I was a little worried that that's what was about to happen. I'm like, no, don't do that.
Oh, validation chest, you disappoint me. That should have been the fourth moon pearl. Well, once this is over, we should be getting both players in for interviews. But yeah, this actually was a pretty tame tower climb. I don't know if we saw a fourth Triforce. I know there were three. But I don't know if we actually saw a fourth one or not.
Oh, we'll have to see 3 more once somebody crosses that big bridge.
I mean, I guess that counts. Yes, blame Ed.
Okay, that definitely was, like, the Flintstones theme song.
Okay. Alright, and we do have the Ganon fight, which, you know.
This is some intense music for art. I enjoy it.
on to phase 3, which of course, zero warps guaranteed. So once you manage to not, take a few fire bats to the face in phase 2, and we see Pi just got his logical Moon Pearl. And at just a hair under 118 or 119, Ed puts the 4th silver arrow into Ganon. Everyone get your GGs in chat for Mr. Ed.
GG's, Mr. Ed.
With a official racetime.gg time of 1:18:56. Funny, that actually matched what we see on stream. Has Pi done Hera yet? He doesn't have a dungeon. He doesn't have a dungeon completion tracker on his stream.
Yeah, I'm just checking his because he has the map tracker. So it looks like Myers still isn't done. And maybe it hasn't updated. Because I know he did Meyer. And then he just did it's just not auto tracking. I believe he still has Tower of Hera left, and then the climb.
So he's got Hera and GT. Yes, we'll see if he's going to finish it up.
I know he prefers to finish, but maybe he's tired. I know I would be.
Yellow spike to the face. Let's see. Let's go ahead and switch over to Pi's audio to see what he's got going on now.
No counting with cross product. I am disappointed.
I was listening. I was waiting to see if I was going to hear numbers, and I don't hear them. So he did not follow through with his threat to use cross product. All right.
And that's Tower of Hera finished. So we'll see if he decides to finish out GT.
That is the final crystal dungeon. What may happen is he may just get to GT and then look at the race room.
Yeah, definitely a bit nicer for Pi.
Nice little shortcut in inverted. Save and quit. Get thrown right onto the tower. Or right onto Hyrule Castle. Looks like he's planning to go full right with the quick swap to Samaria. Which if he continues going and actually memes it up and goes all the way to Ice Blind, would actually save him some time. Yeah, I don't think... Oh, and there was another fire out on Ped. I don't think that he actually would default to Tile Room, since his last race had it on Tile Room. So, I think he's hoping for it to not be there.
Oh, he swapped to mirror. Uh-oh.
No, no, don't do it. Don't do it. You did it.
He did it.
All right. Well, let's see. Let's see if we can get our winner in for some discussions while we watch Pi finish out.
GG's, Mr. Ed. You did find the logical moon pearl.
Ah, there you are. Mr. Ed, I was just sending you a DM. Go ahead and hop into General Voice. I'll pull you in and we can chat.
Hey.
All right. And we are joined by Mr. Ed. GG's.
GG's.
I really found the logical moon pearl. I mean, that was actually kind of funny.
Yeah, the one on Laser Bridge was I was a little confused myself, but Homemade Beer did explain that that was actually the logical one for you to. The game expected you to take the lower portal, bunny walk up, and then drop down and mirror.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's silly. That is mightily silly, but, you know, that makes sense. I mean, that's the joys of inverted.
Yeah, that's some cross keys logic right there.
Yeah, that is, and for somebody that, you know, I like to play cross keys, and yet I still just disobey logic. I mean, really, I every time I do anything that's inverted, I always assume that the dumbest item possible is probably going to be an escape. So I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm going to YOLO this for Moon Pearl. And when I saw that, I laughed. I'm like, okay. I found that one. Now, obviously, I found the one on TR Laser Bridge, and then I found one in GT, and I just kept saying to myself, I don't think I have the logical Moon Pearl. Because, like, if you think, like, for me in my stance, you know, I did TR. I did TR like relatively late, but I basically once I got Bombos and I didn't have Ether at the time, and just because of the way inverted worked, that's why I went to the Meyer area when I think I still had I had 2 medallions, and I'm just like, hey, you know, as long as it's not Ether, I'm gonna basically just pretend I'm in go mode because I can navigate my way more than likely around TR by just, you know, floating in the light world and doing everything without going into the front. So I really wasn't too concerned about a medallion for that. Yeah, that was it. This was actually a seed where items actually showed up when I wanted to. Although I will say this much: it was, you know, bless you, Pool, for rolling this, because the beginning, as far as like the Enemizer is concerned, was some of the worst I've ever seen. It was fantastic. It was aggravating and fantastic, both at the same time.
Yeah, we definitely enjoyed a few of the giant spikes to the face, but then the friendlier yellow spike in pod, where it was actually, if it had been needed, it was actually a hammer yump friendly yellow spike.
It was, yeah. Yes, it was, yeah. Yeah. I just laughed when I had 1 heart and I was in Meyer, and I get the big key, and I take the alternate route to go to the back, and I'm thinking, well, I have a red potion. I probably should use it just in case a big yellow spike happens to show up or something that I can't react quick enough. And when that screen transitioned and I saw that, and there's that momentary pause, I'm like, I don't think I can get out of this, and that was bad. And then not to mention Meyer 1 having those ball and chain guards with those like enemies behind the pots.
Oh yeah.
that you have to actually trigger in order to like get around him. That was not too friendly. There were some tough enemies, and truth be told, when I saw that it was Cold Stare at Thieves Town, I was legit ready to say, you know what, I just got to get myself like a sword or something. Just, you know, I'll get half magic. I will do this fighter sword, no hammer, no anything. Don't really care. And then I'm like, hey, you know what, I'm gonna hold off on it because I took too many silly deaths. And yeah, the next thing I knew is by the time I returned, I had butter sword, red mail. I had every safety basically known to man. I'm like, okay, well that's cool. So worked out in my favor, I guess. Ooh,
Pie
Death on
taking
the
a
climb.
death on the climb. Those mini helmets were giving you some trouble on the climb also, while the rest
Oh,
of it
yeah.
was relatively tame.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, the beginning. Well, I'm actually surprised that there were no the lack of shadows that existed. I mean, there were a couple instances, but usually every GT climb that I have with Enemizer is shadows that I can never seem to hook shot ever, and ends up just being a free for all. And then like the next thing I know, I have no health. Yeah, it was actually quite hysterical. By the way, shout out to Pi. He also does not have a bug net. That's fantastic.
I think he actually might have one.
He might.
Um,
Good for him.
Oh, he does. He does. I just didn't track it because I'm not good at tracking.
No, that's fine.
Hey, you know, that's
I saw the one bug net. I think. Oh, it wasn't inside,
hammer
so
pegs, I believe.
Oh, hammer pegs. Well,
I
yeah,
think.
I'll never
I
go in
think
there.
hammer pegs was a bug net.
That wouldn't surprise me there. Because I even said to myself, do I want to go out of my way to get a bug net and trap a fairy? And I'm like, you know I have a red potion and a green potion. And if I wasn't, and for the record, if I wasn't in go mode, and I kind of do regret this decision, I would have just pulled ahead for the fun of it. But I apologize to anybody watching. I did not, so shame on me. I lose points. I may lose by default just because of that.
Yeah, you know, Homemade Beer was keeping track of a couple of point deductions from your playing, so we'll have to get a total from him later.
Oh, there's at least 69 point deductions I can do.
I also didn't pull ped though, so.
That pet is, listen, at that time, first, I never did a map check, so every time that I went into a dungeon, you know, I'd see if it was a crystal or pendant. That was the only time I ever looked. And, you know, it's funny that 3 of the first 4 dungeons outside of Aga 1 were pendants, and I'm like, this is just calling for me to go ahead and pull pet for the fun of it.
Yeah, and as far as and actually, we don't even think Pi ever did a map check, and if he did, we missed both of them, and then we commented, it's like, but this is all dungeons, so you know what? We'll just mark it when the prize falls, because you've got to do it anyway.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's why like in an inverted, if you have the capabilities, just in my estimation, just go ahead and do Aga 1. You know, so I'm like, well, I'm immediately gonna go out of logic, but I'm sure I'll run across a Moon Pearl. To be honest, I was actually hoping like either Sick Kid or Bottle Merchant had it. That would have made my day, but
yeah, I was actually hoping once you found, because you both got the same out of logic Moon Pearl. It's just you got it way faster than Pi did. He was doing a lot of bunny walking instead of, or he was doing a lot of other exploration instead of doing bunny walking. But then the funny thing was, when you found the third one, as Pi, well, might find, depends if he opens the chest. But then I was a little disappointed. I was fully expecting a validation chest, 4th Moon Pearl. And I was a little disappointed that the game didn't throw it there.
Oh, I'm disappointed too. I'm mightily disappointed about that. I just oh, look at the key. No, there's a key in the other room. You'll get the 3rd Moon Pearl.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there you go. See?
Or there we go. He got the 3rd Moon Pearl. Now, of course, I did generate this as a race seed, so I have no idea where the 4th moon pearl is, but I'm definitely curious where it could have been.
So what you're saying is you're gonna play this later and like full clear the game.
What I'm saying is I have a long meeting. I have a long listen-only meeting at work tomorrow, so I might fire this seed up just to see where the 4th one is.
Well, do you know? I mean, I know I skipped. Obviously, I skipped a ton. I mean, I could probably go find it.
Yeah, I mean, you hit go mode around, I think it was 34 minutes, 34 and a half. And once that happened, it was just, hey, how quick can you beat the dungeons?
Yeah, that's. And basically, every time I approach a dungeon, I would try my best to actually get hookshot ready, thinking, oh yeah, this is gonna be Argus. Yeah, I'm gonna predict this is Argus. This is Argus. This is Argus. And every time it was not it. And then the one time I didn't.
2 Argus, I believe.
I only had 1.
Okay.
Yeah, the duplicates were blind, vitreous, and cold stare.
Okay.
Yeah, cold stare in Thieves Town. Actually, yeah, Trinex. Yeah, the only thing that I didn't mark on my tracker, just in case anybody actually was watching it, I believe it was Trinex and Ice Palace. I think.
Yes, it was Trinex and Ice Palace.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. I always like keeping track just to figure out. Okay, you know, I'm doing Argus, and oof.
And
No,
we see Pi
that
did
was a
fall
lot
in
of
for the
fun.
Ganon fight, so let's see how this one goes. But yeah, I mean, that was and one of the things that, you know, calling back to your earlier race, I know you made mention of how you skipped Village of Outcasts and managed to not get burned by it. But then once you were in Mitt's go mode, and so it makes sense that you were checking what's it called? Kakariko. But I was in the middle of debating if Mitts was actually needed, and so that's when I was trying to figure out if you were in go mode and didn't realize it, or if you were just doing some checks, you know, just in case.
I was doing checks just in case, really, to find a medallion, because I didn't have my full complement medallions yet. So that's why, like, I was very selective. I didn't even check library. I did check race game, just figure I can spit out from there. And I'm like, well, you know what? I got K45, I got the shovel. You know, I've been trolled by them before. So I'll just, you know, I'll just check those, and if it's not it, then, you know, I'll go along my merry way. But yeah, with inverted, mitts are not required here. So, but it was a just in case thing there.
And we do see Pi defeat Ganon within a race time GG time of 1:36:34, and he has joined us here in the booth. GG's Pi.
Okay.
Pi defeat Ganon.
GG's. I try to be too cool for the room. Just didn't do escape when I got access.
Here in the booth. GG's Pi.
Oh, that was my meme of the day. I said, you know what? I have some other checks and I have some other things I can do, and I'm just like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go find the random moon pearl. Ultimately, that would be hopefully I'm like bottle merchant or sick kid and all that type of stuff. I'm like, well, I'm here. I'll check pyramid ledge. I could do pod. I can full clear pod if I really wanted to, but hey, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do escape. And when I got that moon pearl, I kind of laughed. I'm like, all right, I'm out of logic.
Oh, I did all of the Dark World dungeons before I did escape. Besides, you know, swamp and sort of rock and mire. No, I walked to CAC. I walked to desert. I did desert. Thanks, Bunny State.
Yeah, you made a lot of progress there. But we noticed the moon pearl that you both got in Hyrule Castle Boomerang. You both got the same out of logic moon pearl first.
I believe it. Where else could it have been?
Honestly, the logic actually was for you to go to the portal at the bottom of Death Mountain and then bunny walk back up and portal to Laser Bridge.
But you can't access that. The bottom. The bottom.
The
Okay.
bottom one. Yeah, the
East
bottom
of
one.
Death Mountain.
Yeah, I made the same mistake when I was talking about it.
Yeah, we were all kind of confused,
Yeah.
but Homemade Beer corrected us and let us know.
All right. Well, I guess that does make a lot of sense because I got half confused. I'm like, wait, why can't I go further through Turtle Rock? I'm like, oh, it's inverted. Yeah, that would do it.
Silly logic.
Silly, inverted, and your Turtle Rock stuffs.
I'm honestly shocked that Laser Bridge actually had both a small key and the big key. I mean, that was like, wow, that just
Yeah,
made life pretty much
no
easier.
problem or no doubt of like, this is Christmas. I don't have to go any farther. Okay.
That was definitely that was a very nice thing to see when when Ed got there, found the moon pearl, we started our debate, and then in the midst of the debate, it was like, okay, now we just got to see where the big key is going to wind up, and then there it was.
Yeah, that made me smile from ear to ear. I gotta say, that was fun. But yeah, I don't know how you felt about this pie, but it felt like every time I decided to dash, something was in my way. I could not believe how many fire bars or fire snakes were in Thieves Town. And then you had the most inconvenient yellow spikes. It was insane.
Honestly, it wasn't that bad of an enemizer. Like, it was all right. It wasn't great, but honestly, overall, there's anti-fairies and you got early powder, so you're kind of always like stocked up on health.
Early powder. Powder I did not get until mightily late.
But yeah, no, like I saw you finish. Like, how did you finish that far ahead? And I'm thinking it's probably because of all the bunny walking I did.
Yeah, the bunny walking, especially when you have a mode where you're actually starting with boots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'll do it. And to be honest, I mean, in 2020 hindsight too, if you think about it, if Moon Pearl for me when I decided to do Aga 1, which was, I mean, it felt later, but because I had done I did my route into Hype Cave, so I got the tree pull for the bomb, so I got that and had some starting items, and then I YOLO to Thieves Town with nothing really much, and I saw it's Cold Stare, and I got a fire out. I'm like, oh man, if I get a sword, I don't care. I'll do fire sword. Cold Stare, I didn't really care. But then yeah, I took a couple too many deaths. I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna go to Skullwood. Skullwood's I don't think really had
No,
all
Skull
that
was
much.
pretty dead.
Yeah, and then but at that time, it's like, well, you know what? I finally, basically, I was farming the entire time for 1 rupee, so I can do
The archery game.
arrow game. So I can do the arrow game, and I'm the most disappointing thing for me in the seed is the fact that I tried twice with the 99 strats and I failed miserably. So
Oh, I don't even try that. I'm not. That's way too rich for my blood. I'm just gonna stick with my 64 and getting 100 profit each run is fine enough.
yeah, no, that was yeah. I mean, yeah, because I went in there twice, and I got the 64. Then I backed out just to reset the thing because I think if you do it like on the third or fourth time,
Yeah, I just do 3
you
route
can
or
do it.
3 plays and then I bounce usually.
Yeah. Yeah, so then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do a 99 for hopefully for people to enjoy, and failed.
Mhm.
I got 4 out of 5. It was like I got the first 3, missed the fourth, got the fifth,
Oh
and then
no.
the second effort was just a disgrace. And I'm like, well, I can't embarrass myself anymore. I'm out of here. So then I did dig game, and I'm like, well, you know what? I got mountain stuff, so I saved the old man. Go inside Spectacle Rock that had a hook shot. I'm like, perfect. I can do hook shot cave. And at that point, when I cleared that stuff out, actually, well, that anti-fairy that was in Hookshot Cave was a thorn in my side.
Yeah, that was some shit.
Yeah. And then, I tried navigating around that with absolutely no health. I still had 1 heart. I dash across back saying, I'm going to go to Castle Tower, and if I just take an early death warp, yeah, so be it. And unfortunately, I did not cancel my dash. I plowed right into an Igor and died. So that was pretty funny.
There
Yeah,
all
definitely
in all,
was some. There were some very good Enemizer moments in this seed, but as we were talking, um, while you were finishing up GT Pie, there was also some pretty friendly Enemizer moments. Like it definitely was. It was not as mean as Enemizer tends to be.
yeah, that's what I was saying. Like there was anti-fairies when you had powder. Like there was no real big blockages of yellow or crystal rollers. It was, I don't know, honestly, there's all the enemies that were respawning were like tentacles and jellyfish and like just one hit, two hit enemies for most of the seed. I'm like, okay, this is pretty nice. No shades blocking you for 20 minutes in a room.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's kind of what I was surprised about because usually that's my Achilles heel in this. But yeah, no, I mean, hey, I don't know if you even dipped into a mini Moldorm cave. I'd even bother with that.
No,
Yeah.
no.
All right.
I once I got that Merle and Quake, I was like, nope, zooming, bye. I have like my whole light world's lit up green on my tracker, so
Yeah.
I'm like, nope.
Yeah, I noticed that when I got well, you probably had the same reaction where like when you got that Moon Pearl and Boomerang chest, all of a sudden you just kind of like glance on the tractor and just everything, da-da-ding, green
Well,
light, go.
at that point, all I needed was Quake and Moon Pearl, and the fact I got them back to back was like, all right, that should have been here. I should have gone here first, because after I did Aga 1, that's all I needed for go mode. I would have been in go mode at like 40, 35 minutes had I just
Yeah.
done that.
And that
Yeah.
that was the big decider. So Ed was actually in go mode at about 34 minutes and some change because of doing the somewhat early Aga 1 and then going into the castle and doing the bunny revive.
Yeah, and that's just what it is. Rando get a rando. I was like, oh, it's probably in CAC. It's got to be like in the well, like somewhere the Super Bunny can like get you doing stuff. But nope. I also forgot I could have ran and booted. I just walked from Link's house to desert to CAC back to desert. That just was killer.
Yeah, anytime, yeah, especially like I said, when you have starting boots. I mean, if it's one thing where like if this was just a regular inverted mode where you're trying to do some bunny walking, or even if it's cross keys and boots are buried, bunny walking doesn't feel so bad. But like I said, if you found Moon Pearl earlier and you're able to dash around and I'm out there bunny walking trying to meme the daylights out of this, I mean you're gonna beat me every day of the week. So it just happened the time that I chose to do Aga 1 because it's like, well, I got to do it anyways. And then the nice thing is this is if I'm in the light world and I want to save and quit, I'm in a centralized location. Um, and because I never found the powder, like I forgot where I found the powder. It might have been Turtle Rock for all I know. No, actually, no, I don't think. I don't know where I found it, but regardless, um, the reason why I made Pod and Eastern the last play was even though it's only 2 hearts,
Mhm.
I thought long and hard of saying, well, I don't have powder, and you know what? If Eastern's my last one, I'm okay with getting out of there. I think it's going to be slightly quicker if I just actually dashed out of Eastern and went to the castle, just so I can at least preserve those 2 hearts of health versus anything else. But then I found the powder. I'm like, oh, this is perfect. Eastern's my last one. I'm in the light world. I can save and quit. Just start right back up to the top of the castle and into GT I go. So
Oh,
yeah,
did you
it
ever
was
activate your flute or no?
yes.
Oh, I didn't. I figured that by
Yeah,
the
you didn't
point that
need
I
to.
got it, I'm like, I don't need to. I've got everything done that I need to reach, except for maybe it would have helped for Meyer, maybe. But honestly, other than that, it was a fluteless seed. Hurrah!
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
that
joys
was
of
that was
inverted.
actually one observation that I made was after you activated the flute, I was actually expecting you to just immediately flute to Meyer area to see if you were in fact in go mode or if you still needed another medallion.
Yeah, that was my concern was that medallion. So like I had my plan in place when I basically figured out that I got everything available to me. Even though I mean, I still only had, I think, I think I had Bombos and Quake at the time.
Yeah.
Um, and I did selective things in CAC, like Chicken Hut. I said I'm not doing that. That takes too much time. Library, I don't feel like looking at that.
Oh, it was
But
a
for whatever,
triangle,
yeah,
by
was
the way.
it
Yeah.
nice? But for whatever reason, I said, hey, I'm going to take a look at K45 and Shovel. And when I got the mitts, I'm just kind of like, hey, what? I've had enough of checking things. I'm going to start going into dungeons.
Mhm.
And when I saw that I did have Meyer access, I just basically was like, well, I'm done. Here we go. We're just going to go. We're going to bang out the dungeons, try to do it as fast as possible, try not to die, but Meyer played cruel and unusual jokes on me today, so
Yeah,
but,
honestly, that first room of Meyer, holy heck.
yeah.
2 chain chomps, hard skulls blocking your way even if you're caned or burned. You're just wasting magic. You're like, get out of my way, come
Yeah,
on.
yeah. Actually, as a matter of fact, what I was telling him earlier was when I found the big key in lobby chest,
Mhm.
I took the left route to go. Now I only had one heart at the time, and I still had a red potion. And I said, I even thought to myself, hey, should I just, consume this red potion just in case if there's something in a screen transition that I can't react quick enough.
Yeah.
And the room where the big key door is, um, there's a big yellow spike there ready to greet me. I actually paused, thinking, is there any way I can save myself out of this situation? And I came to the conclusion that I could not. So I took my death like a champ, and I had very little magic. And then when I got to Meyer, so you start in the beginning, you get to Meyer 1, you got those Toon Chain Chops, and you got those whatever those enemies are with under the pots that you have to trigger
Yep.
in order to get around while the Chain Chops are going berserk. I used whatever little magic I had, got them, ran out of magic, and the right Chain Chomp was actually looking the other way, so I was able to
Oh,
get
lucky
out of
you.
there. Yeah, yeah, I did get lucky there because if well, I mean, I did have a green potion, but I was very lazy. I'm happy to say I didn't even bother using a potion today. So
Oh, I chugged those blues. It was I just I don't know. I felt like I was playing fine, but those blues definitely helped because I was just running into moments like, oh, getting hit, oh, getting hit. Shoot.
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean,
I
you
mean, like,
both had red mail, but at the same time, I mean, 6 hearts is still 6 hearts.
Yeah, things truck for 1 or 2. It's like, yeah, that's like 2 or 3 hits. So
yeah, yeah, especially like if you have enemies and you get red mail and you're fortunate enough to only have to do half a heart of damage, that's one thing. But
mhm.
when you're still, in my case, because I'm the world's worst dasher. I just basically blunt force trauma into everything, whether it be a spike, a fire bar, a pitfall. It does not matter. Whatever obstacle is there, I just plow right through it, and I take more damage than I should. The anti-fairy, for me, the biggest issue I had, and like I said, because I didn't have powder anytime soon, was those anti-fairies. Those anti-fairies caused havoc for me.
Yeah,
But
my problem with the anti-fairies were they were always in spots where there's other enemies around, so you couldn't really effectively powder them half the time for the health. And it's like, well, guess I'll just ignore this and get the next one. Hopefully, it shows up.
yeah, yeah, no, it was a seed. It was fun, and thanks to homemade beer for at least reminding me that the Laser Bridge Moon Pearl would be the one in Logic, assuming that you know um, we didn't miss anything blatantly
Honestly, I
obvious.
don't
So
think we missed anything because my Dark World map was like all red by the time I just knuckled down just to Aga one.
Yeah,
So there was absolutely
sometimes
nowhere else it could have been.
it's just easier to break logic and then try to just piece it back together later.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
So.
well, in my case, outside of dungeons, the stuff I was able to skip in the Dark World was Catfish, Spike Cave, Hammer Pegs, Chess Game, Meyer Shed. Um, Purple chest. But yeah, I was able to skip all of that.
Oh,
And,
I checked Mire Shed for like the key under the door syndrome.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I believe there was
Yeah,
a fire rod there. There was a cape on Dig Game.
Yep.
I forget what was on Purple Chest.
I forget too. It might have been a sword or something. I don't know. It was nothing. Big nothing burger at the time.
Felt
Well-
like to me that I found like almost all the swords because those would be my well actually no the shields. The shields and armor could be green 20s, that's right.
Yeah,
But
Yeah,
it's like, oh, that's probably a sword. That's probably a sword. That's probably a sword. And
I
then
was gonna
it's
say
like,
Friend of
okay,
Well
that's too many.
was Friend of Well was a sword and three green 20s.
Yeah, that's kind of basically what it was for me too. So
yeah. I think it's
yeah,
what
that was-
swords, shields, and boots will overflow to green 20s. I believe most of the other progression items actually still appear as themselves.
Yeah, sounds about right.
including including shields. I thought shields might have.
I think
I don't-
shields overflow, but I think the only time
Alright.
they don't overflow is if it's a shop sanity seed.
Right, which that makes sense. And then bottles, if I'm not mistaken, bottles just turn into blue rupees.
Yeah, I believe so.
Once you get your 4, you're done there.
Oh, that's
so.
what those were. Shoot.
Well, see, there you go. There you go.
I learned.
You know,
All right.
but,
Well, I guess we should start wrapping this up. So GG's again, and any closing thoughts?
yeah, no, go ahead, Pi.
Still my worst favorite mode, or at least favorite. I just hate Enemizer, but this one actually wasn't that bad.
Yeah, Enemizer's hit or miss. I mean, to be honest, the Enemizer is one thing. One of the modes I like is actual chaos boss shuffle.
So do I.
That's something that not to say that I kind of wish was implemented more, but I'm a big advocate of seeing 7 Trinexes out of nowhere. Or something which it's like hey, you don't see any Moldorms, but you're gonna have most inconvenient blind fights, Trinex fights, Vitreous fights, Arguses. I don't care what it is. I want to see more of the same. I want them to try to seek revenge. Have them have 9 lives and then still take them down. So, but yeah, no, just all in all, this was a very enjoyable seed. More importantly, it was a great pleasure to have a race with you, Pi, and also Pool Float. And once again, thank you so much for putting on the restream. If I apologize if I pronounce it wrong. Jarock.
Close enough.
Thank you so much for helping out on comms, and to all the people that help organize, run, and administer the whole AVIANART tournament. You guys are literally the best. This tournament is designed for having fun and having some memes with some pretty chaotic modes, and we hope that I hope that we put on a good show for everybody. I know that there's a lot there is a lot of interest in this. I even think that there is more interest than the admins thought that they would have, and very thrilled to death to be a part of the tournament, and look forward to running more races and watching and helping out and doing what we can to promote this. So. Again, to everybody affiliated with AVIANART, thank you guys so much. Looking forward to more that we have. And yeah, I think that's about it for my long-winded speech.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and start to close out by once again thanking the runners for playing tonight, for allowing the restream to go on. If you enjoyed the routing /stoops /everything else, go ahead and give them a follow. When my co-coms of Jarek, also please go ahead and give her a follow. All of us are linked to the past rando runners. We really enjoy this game.
No, we're just gluttons for punishment.
Yeah, well, there's that too. But we all we're all in this tournament. My first race is Friday night. We all enjoy the silly, the meme modes. There's only so much vanilla rando modes, you can play before you need to spice it up. So that's
Look at you, Cash Boots.
that's what this tournament is for. But that's gonna do it for me. So Jarek, if you want to go ahead and take us out.
You do this to me. I'm so bad at endings. Thanks again, everybody, and I'm sure Pool will pick up some more restreams soon. So make sure you give Pool a follow if you want to see some more jank restreams, and we will see you guys either in the race field or doing this again. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you around.
All right, everyone, have a great night and see you soon.